guys, it's Michaela. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about 20 TV shows that you guys have to watch during quarantine. I love watching TV shows so much. For some reason, I just love them a lot more than movies, so I have a ton of recommendations for you guys. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I'm trying to reach 10K really soon, and also make sure to give this video a like. Let's try to get to 50 likes. And also make sure to put on my post notifications. It just notifies you every time I upload a video. And make sure to follow my social media. It's a super fun time on there, and let's get started. Okay, so the first category is Netflix, and I definitely have some favorite TV shows on here. The first show is Anne with an E. Obviously, that's one of my favorite shows ever. I love that show so much, and it's about the Anne of Green Gables books. It's based on that, but it's about this young orphan girl who gets adopted by these two parents, Marilla and Matthew. It's just kind of like a coming of age show. So it's based in the 1800s, so it's kind of like a period drama, but it's really weird because when you're watching the show, it doesn't feel like it's not modern. You don't really feel like you're watching like a history movie or something like that. So it's really good. The quality's amazing, the acting's amazing. It's just such a really good, wholesome, family kind of centered show, and I really recommend it. So the next show is also on Netflix, and it's also on CW. It's called All American. This is such a great show. It's a mixture of drama, which I love, and also social justice issues, which is really good to be showcased and talked about. And also what I really love about the show is the diversity and how the main characters in the show are Black. I think that's such a great thing because really there are not a lot of shows where the main characters are Black unless it's a show centered on the fact that they're Black, you know what I'm saying? So I really like that they have that kind of representation on the show. And, oh yeah, I should tell you the main characters. With Anne with an E, Anne is the main character, I forgot about that. Yeah, so then you have Spencer, he's the main character. He lives in a predominantly Black neighborhood where it's kind of, you know, a little bit poorer, and he's playing football, and this coach, Billy Baker, he sees Spencer playing, and then he basically recruits him to play for Beverly Hills. But in sports, that's not allowed. So they kind of have to do it like a little bit secretly, but basically if Spencer lives with Billy Baker in Beverly Hills, he can play for the Beverly Hills football team, and the reason that they want him to do that is because it's a better opportunity for him. There's more resources, and I think Beverly Hills High School at the time of the start of the show was in a higher league than Crenshaw, so it really would put Spencer on the map and help him with his future and everything. It's a really good show for drama. There's lots of crazy high stakes and stuff, and it's really interesting. Okay, so the next show is Backstage. Oh my gosh. I loved Backstage so much. Backstage is actually a Canadian produced TV show. It's not technically a Disney TV show. It's about this art school, and then you have all these high school students that are in arts programs, and they're all, you know, competing to be the best to get opportunities, and it's such a great show, and there's drama in it. The next show is a spin-off off this Canadian TV show called The Next Step, and The Next Step I don't think is on Netflix, which is kind of weird, but that's actually a pretty good show. I like that as well. That's also kind of like Backstage. It's a dancing show. Lost and Found Music Studios is actually the show I want to talk to you guys about. That's on Netflix. That is a spin-off off of The Next Step. And Lost and Found Music Studios is similar to those two shows because it's kind of like an art show. There's this like organization type place, and it's where these musicians can kind of go and perform music and record stuff, but it's really interesting. It's really cool, and it's just, you know, a teen drama show like the other ones. If you get anything from this video, just know that Canadian TV shows are so good. Like, I love Canadian TV shows so much. I think every single one I've talked about so far has been a Canadian TV show. Anne with an E is a Canadian TV show. Backstage is Lost and Found Music Studios. Oh my gosh, wow. And the next two are, wow. Yeah, if you haven't watched Canadian TV shows, you are missing out. They are so good and so underrated, I can't. The next one that I just realized was on Netflix literally 2 days ago is My Babysitter's a Vampire. Oh my gosh, that show was literally my childhood. Like, I loved that show so much. Ethan, Benny, Vanessa Morgan. Wait, I forget what her character name was on the show, but she's on Riverdale now. But oh my gosh, I loved this show so much. I thought it was so cool, and basically these two kids, high school boys, well, so there was a movie before it, so that kind of explains the show. He's in like 9th grade, I think, and his mom gets him a babysitter because he has a younger sister and she doesn't trust him. And so then like the babysitter is a vampire. Well, not at first though. She gets bitten by this guy at a party. It's kind of confusing. But yeah, so she is a vampire. Then because of that. And yeah, so she's babysitting like these kids, but it's funny because Ethan and her are like the same age, so it's like, it's kind of awkward. But yeah, that's such a good show. And then there's kind of some like supernatural elements in it. The next show is, okay, so I really like this show. I really do like it. But at the same time, I remember when I first watched it, I thought it was the most boring show I've ever seen in my entire life. So I don't know, you guys might like it as well, or you might hate it, but it's called Good Witch. This has Bailey Madison, and you guys probably don't know him, but Reese Matthew Bond. I love Reese Matthew Bond, just, yeah, but it's a very family-centric show. It's also Canadian. Grace is pretty much the main character, and her mom is, so technically I guess she's a witch, right? But it's not a kind of witch in the sense of like having a broom. She can kind of tell if someone's gonna enter the room or something like that, or tell if something good's gonna happen. And then Grace kind of has those intuitions, if you will, too. But it's not really that much of a dramatic show. Like, it is kind of drama, I guess, but it's kind of just drama within the town and within the people in the show. And the last show from Netflix that I have is Self-Made, which is a brand new show that just came out, but I think it only has 4 episodes. Yeah, it's inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker, which, if you don't know who that is, she is the first female self-made millionaire in the United States of America, and she is so cool, so awesome. So the show is about a black woman, and so Sarah's the main character. Her business name is Madam C.J. Walker, but Sarah is her first name. So she's approached by this woman named Addie Monroe, who created this hair grower product. But yeah, so she starts to become friends with Sarah, and she does her hair treatments in exchange for her to do her laundry. Let me see, this is also set in like the 1800s, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so then Sarah, she's like, hey, like, you know, I love your products, they're really good, I want to sell them. And Addie is just like, yeah, no, she is just like, you don't have the look. So then Sarah, she is so mad. She's like, you know what? Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna be doing your laundry anymore. Like, I'm not, you know, so she decides, I'm gonna do this by myself. I'm going to make my own hair grower product, and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm going to make a lot of money, make a business. But yeah, so basically the show is following her starting this company and becoming as successful as she did in real life. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's really entertaining because you're just like rooting for her. You're like, yes, yes. And it's also really inspirational and motivating because I'm just like, I want to start a business now. Like, I want to become a millionaire. Like, it's just a really awesome show and very female empowering. Next category is Disney Plus. So first show that you have to watch if you get Disney Plus is High School Musical, the musical, the series. So in the world of the show, High School Musical is just a movie that was filmed at these kids' school. The world in High School Musical is not the same world in High School Musical, the musical, the series. So then the main characters are pretty much Nene and Ricky. Nene is this high school junior, and she really likes theater and acting. Then we have Ricky, he's kind of like a skater boy. He's too cool for musicals, or so he says. Nene and Ricky, they were dating for a while. Where the show starts, they're not dating. Ricky is trying to get back with Nene, and so he decides to audition for the musical at their school, which is High School Musical. The show's kind of just following the journey of them putting on this play and rehearsing for it, and also kind of following Nene and Ricky's relationship and other characters and stuff. Okay, so the next show is 100% underrated. It's just like not talked about enough. It's such a great show. It's called Diary of a Future President. So this is about a young Latina girl who, she's in middle school, and it's really just one of those middle school shows where she's navigating her life through it. What's interesting about it is that it starts in the future where she becomes the president of the United States, and so she's the first female Latina president of the United States. It kind of just follows her journey going there. The next show is Marvel's Runaways, but basically it's these like 6 kids that their parents are part of this like elite organization. It's really sketchy, let's just say that. And they kind of learn a secret about this organization that, you know, maybe this isn't what we thought it was. And it's kind of just exploring them figuring out that their parents aren't the people they thought they were. Okay, the next show is Andy Mack, of course. This is such a great show, pretty much just a drama show. Really good coming of age kind of story. It follows this Asian American girl, and she is also in middle school, I think like 7th, 8th grade, and she's kind of just navigating, you know, that and relationships and all that stuff. The next show, called The Lodge. This show is actually a British show. It's about this girl who her grandfather owns this lodge, right? And so it's kind of like this hotel in the middle of the woods kind of type thing. So the show kind of follows her working at the lodge, and there's other high school students that work there as well, and they become friends, and there's drama, you know how it goes, you know how it be. Okay, so the next category is ABC. ABC has such good shows, but the 3 shows that I'm currently watching right now that I love so much are Schooled, Mixed-ish, and American Housewife. So Schooled is a spin-off of The Goldbergs, following one of the characters from The Goldbergs, Lainey, and she becomes a music teacher at William Penn, which is the school that the kids attend. But it's kind of just one of those like comedic school shows where you have the teachers and then you have the students and there's all this crazy things happening, but it's so funny. And then the next show, Mixed-ish. So this show is a new show and it's a spin-off of Black-ish. I'm just realizing so many of the shows that I'm recommending are spin-offs. Mixed-ish is a spin-off of Black-ish, which is a show with a black family and it kind of centers on issues dealing with race. It's also just a funny show, kind of sitcom-y. But yeah, Mixed-ish is the same thing. You have a mixed race family. It just deals with the issues that mixed families or kids in mixed families have to deal with and kind of just explores that. And then American Housewife is basically just this woman, Katie. So she's not your like skinny housewife kind of mom. She's a regular woman. What's interesting is that the town that they're in is a very snobby, rich town. And so all the wives in the town are housewives and they're all skinny and super obsessed with weight and fitness and everything. They don't like Katie because she's bigger and because she is not like them. And so they hate her and they try to make her like them, but she is, you know, she is not changing for anybody. But it's a really, really funny show. And then the kids, they have their own drama and issues. The next one is For the People. I love For the People. This is I think they only had 2 seasons though. I think they got canceled. But it's following these lawyers. They're dealing with all these cases, but it's so interesting. You're just like, wow, you know, what do they do in this case? Or how do they protect this person? It has you on the edge of your seat. It's a lot of drama, really entertaining. I really, really do love that show. Okay, so the next category is CBC Gem. So this is pretty much just for if you live in Canada. Anne with an E is also available on CBC Gem if you didn't know that, because it's a Canadian show. And then the next show that I'm going to talk about is available through this as well. And I think it's also available on Hulu. And I think Marvel's Runaways, which I previously mentioned, is also available on Hulu. And so the next show is Utopia Falls. So this is kind of like the movie The Giver. It's kind of like that society where they live in like a little bubble kind of type place to protect from the harsh gases of the radiation. Like it's kind of just like some sci-fi explanation, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so this is like a sci-fi drama. So the place is called New Babel. That's their community, I'll say. And so there's 4 different sectors. There's reform, progress, nature, and industry. People are kind of placed in those, I'm pretty sure. But then if you go against the law, you get sent to reform. So reform is like the worst of the sectors. They're treated the worst. They're strictly regulated. There's lots of police people around and they just don't have as much freedom as the other sectors. And if you commit a crime in any of the other sectors, then you get sent to reform. And reform is kind of just like, it's almost like jail or like a trial period. It's like, oh, okay, we're gonna give you one more chance to prove that you're a good person and maybe you can get out. But also if you're born in reform, you have to stay there. So there's definitely some injustices and stuff. And yeah, so this show is really good. First of all, because it has a really, really diverse cast. This is what I love about Canadian shows. They always have diversity on the top of their radar, which is really, really important for representation. But also they talk about current social justice kind of issues in a way that it fits their world. Okay, so the next category is YouTube. The first one is Joan of Arcadia. This is one of my favorite shows. I need to watch it again. It's so good. The main character, Joan, she meets God kind of through other people. Like other people will say something to her or talk to her or like give her advice of what to do, but she never knows who it is. Like it always changes. It's kind of like the movie, what's it called? Like that movie that the person switches every day. It kind of just follows her in high school and dealing with a huge range of situations. The next show is completely unrelated, but it's House of Anubis. This was one of my favorite shows on Nick ever. Oh my gosh, it's basically like this mystery show. So this girl, she's from America. She says that 100 times in the first episode. She goes to this boarding school in Britain. The show's kind of following the high school drama, but also following the mystery of that house and, you know, certain conspiracies that are going on. And yeah, it's a really good show. Keeps you on the edge of your seat. So that's pretty much the end of this video. Let me know if you want me to make a part 2 to this. Maybe listing some of my favorite movies, maybe listing some nostalgic like Disney/Nickelodeon TV shows. I have a lot of ideas, so I'd love to do a part 2. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below and put on my post notifications. It just notifies you every time I upload a video. And also make sure to give this video a like. Let's try to get to 50 likes. And also make sure to follow my Instagram and Snapchat. It's a super fun time on there. And I'll see you guys in my next video.